Okay.
The 20th of November, Rabbi Furst, Pierke Avos.
Okay. Good morning. Thank you, Lou. As Lou mentioned, this is Rabbi Shlomo Furst Yeshiva Tzalmanavshi Yerushalayim Care of Zoom. This is our first year in the morning. We are now learning Pirkei Avos, the sixth parak in Pirkei Avos. Hopefully, you'll have your screen sharing in a moment, and we'll put on the document on the screen. Otherwise, you have your hard copy, whatever you prefer. And we will now be able to begin again. We're in the Maral Miprag's parish on the Mishnah. Should be showing up. Okay.
Good morning, Rabbi Furst. And good morning,
Lou.
Good to see you. Good morning, Lou. Good morning. Who else? Nair.
Morning, Roy.
Good morning, Roy.
Good morning.
make it a brief mention.
Okay.
Find this.
Okay. Fine. Okay, so let's see. We're in the about 4 paragraphs into the document where it says Der Chaim al Avos Perek Vav Mishnah Aleph. That's the Maral Miprag. Yeah, who would like to begin to read? Any volunteers?
I do.
Okay, please go for it.
All right.
Welcome. Go ahead, please.
Shanu Chachamim. That's different for the Chachamim.
No, Shana means they taught, meaning the Shana, the Chachamim taught.
The Chachamim taught HaPerech Hazeh Eino Min HaMishnayos. This chapter is not from the Mishnayos. Ki HaMishnayos Einam Rak Hashem Parkim Bilvad. Is this Perush? This abbreviation? Rabbi is frozen. Okay.
Yeah, that happened yesterday too.
Yeah. And then he went off and came back on again.
Well, he's starting to come
Both.
back.
He's got 2.
Anybody know what this pay with a float after it means?
So what?
There's a pay, Bilvad, and then there's a pay with a quote.
Parish, right? Parish.
Perush? Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Rabbi.
Yeah.
I've got 2 of you.
Yeah, I've got 2 of them too. No, now I only have 1. All right.
Really?
So, because Mishnayos only is this Hashem?
That
Prakim.
Hamisha Prakim.
Only 5. The Mishnayos are only 5 chapters, right? Of the 6 chapters of Pirkei Avos, 5 of the first 5 chapters are Mishnayos.
Right.
Right, and this is Perek Moshe Kibul, Perek Rebbe Omer, Perek Kavum Min HaHalal, Perek Ben Zomer, Perek Ba'asara, right? Then you have different. He's breaking it down into different prakim. There's the Perek of Moshe Kibul, Perek Rebbe Omer, Perek Kavum Min HaHalal, and Perek Ben Zomer, Perek Asara, right? And those are the subcategories of what's considered to be this last sixth section of Avos.
Excuse me, I've got the text on the computer. What paragraph is first one, is it?
This is the one beginning with Derech Ha'ayim. It's about the fifth paragraph down from the top.
Oh, I see it. Yes, thank you.
Sure.
Okay, so Yesh Hashem Parakim.
They're hey prakim, right? The top
Okay,
hey,
hey, not Hashem. 5.
Five.
There are 5 chapters on Derech Eretz that they are works of Musar. Hi'im ein Torah ein Derech Eretz. Because if there's no Torah, there's no Derech Eretz. So I think in this case, Derech Eretz doesn't mean livelihood, it means proper behavior.
Right, that's right.
V'im ein Derech Eretz ein Torah. And if there's no proper behavior, then there'll be no Torah. Well, lefichach, tal yom zeh v'zeh v'shnei hadvarim shehem taluyim zeh v'zeh roi sheyeh nechshav zeh kazeh. And therefore, there's a dependency of this on this, that being the Torah and the Derech Eretz, and the two of them are matters that are dependent on each other, and it's appropriate that it should be what's nechshav? Considered for each of them. Ulechach tam hey prakim b'derech eretz, and therefore there are 5 chapters on derech eretz. Gam kain kamo sheyesh b'Torah chamisha kumashim. And similarly, or also, it's like the fact that there are 5 books of the Torah.
Exactly right. There are 5 books of the Torah. And so we have five chapters of the first 5 chapters of Avos, and they're corresponding with the 5 books of the Torah.
The kamo she is ora yes la chamesh chumashim, and it's like that the Torah has in it 5 books. Kach yesh chamesh prakim. Similarly, there are 5 chapters of Derech Eretz, proper behavior, shehem divrei musar, and they are matters of proper behavior, musar. Ki im ein Torah, ein Derech Eretz. Oh, wait, I read that already, didn't I? I think I skipped a paragraph. Leficha, therefore, a prakim heim chamisha, v'chol chamisha, prakim, divrehem, be'inyan musar bilvad. Therefore, these chapters, these 5 chapters, and all the 5 chapters are matters of musar.
Right. Excuse me?
Only.
Right.
Bilvad means only, right?
Correct.
Ve'af ki baktsas ha mikomos devaro b'inyan haTorah halo ein davar ze ikar klal rak agav garara. And even since what is because there's a little place for words about this subject of the Torah, is it not that that only this matter in essence is a general rule, only I don't know what agav garara is.
Okay, one second. So again, so lefikach haprokim heim chamisha, and therefore these are 5 chapters. Recall chamisha prokim divrehem me'inyan musa bavad. And all of these 5 chapters speak in terms of the inyan of Musar exclusively. V'af ki biktsas makomos dibru be'inyan Torah halo ein davar ze iker klal rak agav grara. And even though that some of these things are in the 5 preceding chapters, even though there were some things which were relevant to Torah, hello ze davar ein ze davar iker klal. That's not the main point. Rak agav grara. It was only brought in incidentally. Agav grara is incidentally. It's brought down incidentally.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I lost the track. What is it that is incidental?
There's a difference between the first 5 chapters and this last 6th chapter in all the 6 chapters of Pierke Avos. This 6th chapter deals with the topic of Torah, and in the first 5 chapters it was dealing with the concerns and concepts of Musar, Derech Eretz. And if you noticed anything that had to do with the subject of Torah in the first 5 chapters, it was only brought in incidentally, but it was not there as the primary principal point of discussion that was being taught.
So the main point was Musar.
Right.
And only the references to Torah were incidental to the point about Musar.
That's right.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Ulechach bezos ha brisa ba v'ba'ar me alsa haTorah kedei likshar haTorah im derech eretz legamre. So therefore, this brisa comes. What is levaer?
To explain.
To explain
Milas HaTorah, the virtues of Torah,
the virtues of Torah, in order to validate the Torah with proper behavior completely. Complete proper behavior. Is this the kasher mean validate, or I have that wrong?
No, here it means here kadei lekasher Torah im derech eretz legamra. In order to connect the kasher, kesher is a knot. The kasher Torah im derech eretz legamra, to make a complete connection between Torah and derech eretz.
The kol habrisa hazos hakol ne'amar al haTorah ule hodia ki milas haTorah al derech eretz. And all of this brisa, everything that it says about the Torah and the knowledge, since the virtues of the Torah concern proper behavior.
Rather like this, it says, "V'kol habrisa hazos hakol nemer ala Torah," and all this brisa is all speaking about the Torah. The idea to inform ki milas Torah al derech, to inform us that the virtues of Torah supersede derech eretz. The virtues of Torah supersede derech eretz.
That's confusing because we just said that the references to Torah were incidental to the derech eretz.
That was in the first 5 chapters. In the first 5 chapters, any references in the Torah in the first 5 chapters were incidental, because the first 5 chapters were dealing with primarily derech eretz. But here, this 6th chapter is primarily dealing with Torah now, in order to teach us the virtues of Torah above and beyond derech eretz.
Rak bishvil ha-ikar mishnaso al hamusar shehu derech eretz ulechach lo shna rak kamisha parakim divrei musar. Only for the purpose of the essential purpose of this Mishnah, which is Musar, and that is derech eretz, that is proper behavior, and therefore there's no difference. There's the only difference from the 5 chapters is the matter of Musar. Ubebraisa shehi tosfos shna me'alam milas haTorah v'hosifa al ha-mishneh, that Tosfos bilvad, and the brisa it adds. No.
Ubebraisa share Tosefis Shana Milas Torah Osifa al Mishnah Tosefis Bilvai. Ubebraisa, which is Tosefis Shana Milas, and the Braisa, meaning this sixth parak is, which is the Braisa. It's now teaching the additional milas virtues of Torah, Osifa al Mishnah Torah Bilvad, and it's a Hosifa. It's an additional limud on the Mishnahs. It's only a additional lesson to be taught beyond the derech eretz. Meaning the primary 5 prakim were derech eretz, and now we have the 6th parak of Torah, which is a chapter which is devoted to the virtues of Torah, which exceed beyond those of derech eretz. With Brisa, and this Brisa, which is the 6th parak, Shehi Tosefes Shana Ma'achato, which teaches us the virtues of Torah, Sifo Ala Mishnah Tostos Bivad, and it's an additional lesson beyond what we've been, which has been added on beforehand. Meaning, any mention of Torah that was mentioned in the first 5 prakim, first 5 chapters, was incidental. Right, and here is the primary lessons to be taught about the virtues of Torah.
V'zeh shamar shanu chachamim v'lashon ha-mishneh. And this is what is said in the teachings of the sages in the language of the Mishnah. Ki habraisa azos shinvei
Shenuye legamrei bilshan haMishnah.
Shenuye legamrei bilashon haMishnah. Because this brisa is different. Shenuye is different.
Now here it's taught legamrei bil. It's taught. This brisa is taught completely in the language of the Mishnah.
He derech habraisa the ha-ar yach v'lo lishnos b'katsura kamo hamishna, because the way of this brisa, what is this word laha ar yach?
Because this the derech of a brisa, meaning the way of a brisa is la'arech, is to be lengthy, V'lo lishnos b'katsara k'mo Mishnah, and not to teach succinctly like a Mishnah. The way of a brisa is to be elaborate rather than to teach in the way of a Mishnah, which is succinct.
So the brisa tends to be more verbose.
Yeah, that's right.
Umipnei ki habrisa zos nish nashnis lahosif al hamishana amar shtanu chachamim b'lashon hamishna sheyeh zeh tosifos al hamishna. And because this brisa What is nishnis?
What's that? I think we skipped the line. It says va'od, right? Va'od ki derech habraysa lavia drushes min hamikros.
Yeah, I missed that. Because the way of the brisa is to bring explanations from the mikros, the writings,
Psukim from verses.
the verses. The zehu inyan abraisa lidrosh ha kasuvim velo lishnos ha divarim kamo hamishna. And this is the subject of the brisa, to explain the verses, and not to teach the things like the Mishnah.
Right. Since the brisa is developing the proofs based on ksuvim, and it doesn't teach things in the way that the Mishnah does, since that the brisa is nishnas lahosis al Mishnah, because the brisa is learned and is taught in order to be a adjunct lahosif al Mishnah, to be a complement to the Mishnah. Amru shanu chachamim bilshana Mishnah. So therefore, here they learned, they taught the chachamim here in the sixth parak bilshana Mishnah, in the way of the expression of the Mishnah. Shehi is at Tosfos ala Mishnah, that this is an addition, complementary addition to the Mishnahs.
Umibnei shamar sheshanu chachamim v'chol haprakim heim midivrei chasidus ki man de boy the mahoi chasida yasok the milay dibos, and because that the Chachamim taught in all of these chapters, from the words of Chasidus, of devotion, since the one who needs, I don't know what the mahui is.
That and since it's been the Chachamim are teaching us in all these chapters words of devotion, piety, the boy Mahavi Chasida Yasuk Bemili the Avos, because this is based on a Gemara in Brachas. Ki man the boy Lamachve Chasida, a person who wants, ki man, when a person, when man, a person, the boy Lamahavi Chasida, when he will want to become a pious person, Yasik Bemili the Avos, he shall involve himself in the words of Pierke Avos.
Midas chasidus he le'ahuv es hachachamim ule hazikiram l'shevach. And the characteristic of piety is to love the chachamim, the sages, ula ha-zakiram, I don't know.
Midas Chasidus is la'oives hachachamim. It's Midas Chasidus. It's piety that you should love the chachamim and the sages, la'askir l'shvach, and should mention them for praise.
Ulechach amar baruch shebachar bahem. And therefore, to say, blessed is the, I don't know, Bachar, the firstborn?
That the no, this is a quote from the Mishnah. The Kach Amabruch Shebachar Behem. Say, blessed is he who chose them. Who the Mishnah begins. The Brisa begins, Baruch Shebachar Behem Umishtasam. Blessed is he, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, who has chosen the sages and their teachings.
Perusho Baruch. Is this Hashem?
Yes. Perush Baruch Hashem is Baruch Shebachar L'Chamim.
Shebracha v'chachamim. And the explanation of the word Baruch is that Hashem has chosen the sages. Shaharei Amar, that behold, it says, Lo tasur yimin ushmal.
Usmoil.
Usmoil. Oh, do not turn right or left.
Right.
Ubechar bimeshnehem.
B'mishnasam, and he has chosen their teachings.
Their teachings. Sheharei Amru. What is this abbreviation? Bet Mem Samech.
The Masech is Irvin. Said in the Masech in the Gemara Irvin.
Okay, so and we see that it says in the Masechta of Erevin, Chavivin Divrei Sofrim Medivrei Torah V'hinei Bachar B'mishnosam. What is Chavivin?
Cherished. From Chaviv is cherished.
Cherish the words of the scribes from the words of the Torah, and it is a choice in the Mishnah
That we see from the Gemara in Erevin, cherished are more cherished are the words of the Chachamim, Divrei Sofrim, the words of the Chachamim, from the words of the Torah itself. V'hinei bachar mishmasan. That is what you see from the expression that's used here, Bachar Bishmasan, that Hashem has chosen their teachings. Meaning, what's the proof that Hashem cherishes the words of the Chachamim even more than his own words of Torah? Because it says Bachar Mishnasan, Hashem chose their teachings, meaning Hashem gave us his Torah, right? But Hashem himself chose the teaching of the Chachamim. So that's an indication that Hashem holds more cherished the words of the Chazal than even the words of Torah itself.
Wow. Ve'ein l'faresh Baruch ha'adam she'bachar bahem uve'mishnasam. And it's not explaining, blessed is the man that chooses them and their Mishnah.
And do not the explanation is, what does it mean? Ubacha Mishnasan, that it was chosen their teachings, that it was that Hashem chose the words of the Chachamim of Chazal, which are even more cherished with Kadosh Baruch Hu than the words of Torah itself. And don't explain it that it's Baruch, that is blessed is the person who chooses the words of the Chachamim and their teachings. That's not the explanation. It's not the explanation that it's blessed is the person who chooses the words of Chazal and their teachings. No, it's blessed is a Kadosh Baruch Hu who has chosen the words of Chazal and their teachings, that they're even more cherished to Kadosh Baruch Hu than his own Torah. So don't explain it's the Baruch is going on a person. The Baruch is going on a Kadosh Baruch Hu. Don't explain the Baruch is going on Kadosh Baruch Hu. Why did you? Because if you would explain that the Baruch is going on a person, the Im Kain,
He lo lomar Baruch mi shebachar. That if so, if you were to say that it was a man, that he would say, blessed is the one that chose, that chooses.
Right. That's right. That's what it have to be phrased differently, not in the way it's phrased this way.
Va'od tinach shebachar b'mishnosam aval bachar behem ma shayich b'chira b'zeh va'od she'yilmad mishnasam miboy lay. And furthermore, Tinach is a baby.
No, that would be a tinuk with a kuf at the end. Tenach, it would be enough. It would be sufficient if we just said shebachar b'mishnasa, right? If it was supposed to go on a person, it would be enough to use the expression shebachar b'mishnasa. Now, but Bachar Behem,
the Mishnah, but Bachar Behem, he chose them in them what is appropriate for this choice. And furthermore, that it teaches that the Mishnah is needed for it.
right? If it was talking about a person, it should have simply said void, right? If you want to say it's blessing the person who chose the Chachamim and their words, which is not the right shot. But if it would be shot, it would have to say Shelimed Mishnasam Boy. We should have to say blessed the person who learns their teachings. That's how you have a blessing. If you want to say that a person's going to have a blessing, right, it has to be coming through his learning the teachings of the Chachamim, not simply choosing the words of the Chachamim. That's how a person would get a blessing from learning the words of the Chachamim of Chazal, not simply choosing the words of Chazal, which doesn't really make too much sense. What do you mean choosing the words of Chazal? But it's in reference to Kadosh Baruch Hu, it makes sense that Kadosh Baruch Hu chose the words of the Chachamim over the words of his own Torah, because it's more chaviv, the words of Chazal, the sages, even more the words of his own Torah. So it's possible to say Bachar, that Hashem was the one who chose the words of the Chachamim, the sages, more than even the words of his own Torah. That makes sense. But you can't talk about blessed is the person who is choosing the words of the sages. Doesn't make sense. So maybe if you want, you could say conceivably, blessed is the person who learns the words of the sages, but you can't say it the way it stands now. So therefore, it must be referring to the Bachar, who's the one who's choosing here. It's Kadosh Baruch who's choosing the words of the Chachamim and their teachings. Okay, very good.
Wow,
Fine,
there's the whole page.
Whole page, look at that, very
Shkoyach,
good.
Lou. Shkoyach.
Baruch Tieh.
Okay, well, hopefully you'll be getting another page time this afternoon or this evening sometime. It's a short
Amen.
tomorrow. And in the meantime, let's take a little break and we'll start to share in this Tabur. Well, you should have a good afternoon, Mitzvah Shem, and we'll be seeing everyone shortly, Mitzvah Shem.
All right,
Bye.
thank you,
See you.
Rabbi.
Thank you.
Thank you, Luke.